Hello, all. I wanted to come in and share with you that even though I teach this course, I don't always believe in diagnosing. I don't always think it's helpful. I really believe that we need to know how to do it, though, and that's why I teach this course. So I'm going to share with you some notes about diagnosing. Even though it can be harmful, it can be helpful, and it can perpetuate stigma, and it can be a tool in getting a person the help that they need. So as social workers, we can help paint the picture of what's going on with the whole person, not just from what they're reporting as symptoms, but what is going on within them. And we must remember that this book was written by a group of people, mostly MDs and PhDs, who don't always share our whole person way of thinking. There are many reasons for that, time being one of the biggest. We as social workers usually get to spend more time with people. We can ask them about their lives, not just what is right in front of us. There is a big difference with someone saying, I take 16 painkillers a day, and the same person saying, my knee doctor gave me 8 to take a day, and I just had shoulder surgery, so that doctor gave me another 8. This is not a substance use disorder that this person is aware of. This is unintentional. When we have more information, we can better help people. This person doesn't need rehab. They need a care team that communicates. And she is unintentionally intoxicated. So there are also steps that we need to take to make sure, for instance, she gets home safely. So it is imperative that we, as social workers, uncover a story to give someone the best care that they need, that they can get. Regarding culture and stigma, this book was written and rewritten in the United States. The United States is plagued with racism, sexism, and so many other isms. We know as social workers that when something is created in a system like ours, there will be many flaws, and we have the lenses to find those flaws, to address them, and to ask more questions. So why do I teach this course knowing that diagnosis can be harmful to some and perpetuate stigma? Because when you graduate with your MSW, you can diagnose. So I want to teach you the best way to do it and only when it's needed, okay? The DSM gives us language to speak with our whole team, every person working with our client. If we give the best diagnosis we can with the information we have from all sources and add the appropriate Z codes to better paint that picture, we can best help that client. I'm going to give you a few examples here, okay? For a third grader is experiencing outbursts in class after a winter holiday. Someone on the team is thinking oppositional defiant disorder and wants to set up a meeting with a psychologist and his teacher to discuss the next steps. You pick up on the fact that this is new behavior and you call the family. You find out that a family member was deported and the whole family is grieving and scared. This better explains the child's outbursts. The child is scared and grieving. Now you can share that information and set up counseling for a student. Sometimes a diagnosis is necessary, and you can paint the best picture with all of the information from a person's entire systems. You are seeing a woman for the first time in an agency, and she would like to bill insurance. She is experiencing all of the symptoms of depression. It's the first time that she's ever experienced this, and she's going through a separation and is having trouble at work because of her symptoms. For example, she can't sleep, okay? Your diagnosis might be major depressive disorder, single episode, moderate, and your Z codes, to better paint the picture, might be Z56, threat of job loss, Z63, relationship distress with spouse or intimate partner. This tells the other providers that this is her first episode and that her symptoms are affecting her quality of life and a few things that are going on with her. In my work, I would have a conversation with that person. I would say, I know you like to use your, I know you would like to use your insurance. And in order to do so, I have to give you a diagnosis. Are you comfortable with that? And then I would ask what they think their diagnosis might be. And then we would discuss what I am thinking that is going to go into their medical chart. In some cases, this isn't possible because of the severity of the mental illness. Sometimes you can't have that conversation. In those cases, they need support, and you do the best you can with the information that you have. Finally, another reason that I feel strongly about knowing how to do this is that there are people who are relieved to hear they aren't crazy, that there is a name for what they're going through. For example, postpartum depression and or postpartum anxiety or prolonged grief disorder. So many people, mothers, grieving people, feel alone in their suffering, but they don't need to. Knowing that there's a diagnosis for that, for something, helps them to understand that this is more common than just them, and that they have common language to go find people that are like them, even if that's not a diagnosis you need to write down. In some cases, like private practice, people are paying out of their own pockets. They don't need a diagnosis. You can see them as long as you have a treatment plan and they're getting better. I would love to have more of a conversation about this. So please, please, please reach out. Let's talk. Thanks all.